Le chemin du roi. The king's path has already been chosen. Drink responsibly.
We finally made it here. Welcome to Chop Talk with Harie Live, man. We live at House of Fresh, located in West Midtown, Atlanta. This has been quite a long process journey, but I have my brother from another mother for the first episode, Drumma Boy.
Hey, yeah, boy. What's happening?
Man, it's been a long road to get here, man.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
I know about the long hauls.
a long grind, but, you know, I met you back in 2007.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at that point I was
BET
doing
Gift and Sweet.
Yeah, the artistry.
Yeah.
Had my custom set up there, you know what I'm saying? My gear, my Rejunio jeans, my custom fitted Dickie shirts.
Mm-hmm.
And you came up to the joint and you were like, how much are those? I was like, $250. Like, come by the crib, you know? So I can go ahead and get about 5 or 6 of them joints. And it's been history ever since then. But what made you gravitate to the joints?
From the beginning, when I first, it's like either you see something, you see so many different things. Like I'm walking around the whole Gift and Sweet, you know what I'm saying? Everybody trying to, give you something. I
Correct.
think, honestly, you probably was like one of the only people that wasn't really trying to give nobody nothing. Like, no, it's a fee, it's a charge. Yeah, it's you know
I had
what
a
I'm
lot of giveaways there, but that was different.
Yeah. So it's the worth, it's the value that just, you know what I'm saying? And it's the aesthetics, you know what I'm saying? The Dickie shirts, I love the Dickie outfits and whatnot, and how you had the custom writing, the custom, you can put your name or put the stars on. I'm like, man, bro, that's too hard. Like, man, I can custom put my name.
Correct.
We came up with the logo, Drumma Boy, you know what I'm saying, and had it in script. Put that thing on the back, put the stars on the shoulders. It was just like, man, come on, man, it's red carpet right here. That was my uniform.
Correct.
You know what I mean? For some years, you know what I mean? So it was just clean, you know what I'm saying? It was fresh, you know what I'm saying? I had to have it. And I put my money up, period.
Correct. Yeah, I will say that. You're a man of your word. Great brother, indeed. Shout out Stitch Doctor, because we're only good as the people around us. He helped me point me in the right direction on a lot of those projects. You know what I'm saying? So
sure.
Got to give love to the people that help you get where you're going. Yeah,
Shout out to the doctor.
Correct. So what would you say? I don't know if I was the first person to book you, but then I kind of transitioned over into the club game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we were trying to find different acts and different talents, to draw more people to the club.
Mm-hmm. Platinum 21.
Yeah. Platinum 21, Kamal's 21. What was that your first? Did I do your first booking? Cause you were young and strong coming up. Was that your first booking, like club wise, strip club wise? I can't remember.
I don't know if it was my first.
Might have been like the second or third.
Man, it might have. I can't remember. I think
Neither.
I was probably 24.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So it definitely wasn't my first club booking, because they was trying to book me when I was 19. I wasn't even old enough to get in that thing.
And
man. Make them get that
nothing.
money right. Make them get that money right. Did that thing. Popped that pussy for Pastor Troy.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So when I did get 21, we had a lot of bookings going from,
correct.
You know what I'm saying, different cities, white girl, you know what I'm saying, and shot and drop. So.
Because around that time when I met you at the Gift and Suite, you were pushing, you had Jeezy to put on and Standing Ovation. Had that already dropped?
I think we was making it at the time.
Correct.
I think, you know what I'm saying, you was seeing the behind the scenes.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And just hearing about, I remember pulling up on Jeezy at the McDonald's, like, man, boy, I just gave Jeezy that pack.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And just communicating about, what was happening. But, I had my fair share of bookings, man, on the club.
Correct.
But I think that was my first time being booked there.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean?
For sure.
I think that was my first time meeting Don Juan and all them guys, Henry Welch.
Correct.
My brother was cool with a lot of them, man.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Ensayne Wayne, indeed.
So he used to call me from time to time. I go check on him, but I got a call one night. I was going to California, and I'll never forget it. Chris called me and said Ensayne Wayne got shot out in front of House of Fresh. And I was like, what? And I left everything I was doing. And rest in peace, Ensayne Wayne. That's my brother. His birthday one day before mine. He April 8th, I'm April 9th. He called me and I just stopped everything I was doing. Cutting that way. By the time I got off goddamn 75, to get off Howard Mill and bust that little bit, they had that thing yellow taped off everywhere. So that was very difficult for your boy. Because what a lot of people don't really understand about Wayne is me and him developed a rapport based off of the strip club game. Like Wayne to come see me at Kamal's 21, T's, Strokers, wherever I was at, and to sit with me until the sun come up. You know what I'm saying? And you just don't meet a lot of brothers like that. You understand what I'm saying? And that was a part of the new transition. It made it very difficult for me to, do things a certain type of way. You understand what I'm saying? Because I had known him for a very long time.
Indeed, Brother Wayne, for sure. Which brings me to, some of the topics we're going to cover here at Chop Talk, which is going to be, the first one is always for me is spirituality. Mm-hmm. So with you being a God-fearing man and the amount of responsibilities you have, both business and personal, what do you lean on spirituality-wise on a daily basis? What gets Drum going? Is it prayer? Is it certain things you do when you wake up in the morning? Is it your upbringing from your moms and your pops? Like, what do you put in your regimen? What makes you get through it every day?
Man, honestly, my spirituality, to be all the way honest with you, is 11-11.
Correct.
And just, that's the one tangible thing that you can see and feel and know that, have assurance that I'm on the right path.
Correct.
I'm on the right time. You always hear people saying you're at the wrong time, at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Correct.
But okay, so it's got to be an opposite to that as well as being at the right place at the right time.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And 11-11 just keeps me on track. I wake up, I'm thankful as much as possible to the man upstairs. You know what I mean? But I really like to say the Creator.
Correct. The ultimate creator.
We don't know if it's a man.
Correct.
Or if it's a woman. So I hate to put
a specific gender
on that title.
I feel you.
You know what I mean?
Respect
That's
that.
how deep that we could go that deep if we need to, but only thing I've seen create anything is a woman.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Yeah. As far as reproduce, I should say.
Correct.
To be specific.
I agree.
So, that's a whole nother conversation. But, I do pray. I do believe in God, you know what I mean? And, I'm thankful for how I got here because I understand my purpose. Yeah. And I've understood that since 13 or 14.
That's a blessing because most people don't.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
They can get frustrated, with the fact that they really can't pinpoint where the spirituality where the blessing is coming from. Like some people just be frustrated with it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I find myself getting frustrated, with, I can send you scriptures, I can post about it, but me actually living it and walking it every day is very difficult for me.
It is. Some things can be discipline. Some things can be, just time,
Yeah.
But it's always, that's why like in the morning, I try to get up 8, 9 o'clock, go to the gym.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And that gets my blood pumping. That gets my brain going to where all of the thoughts before I get bombarded and overloaded by 11:30 or 12, at least I'm able to take some notes and jot down my schedule.
Correct.
My task at place. And most of the things that I want to pursue or accomplish, I write down the night before.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Just so when I'm waking up, whether I'm tired, whether I'm groggy, whether I'm energetic, whether I'm happy, whether I'm sad. I got a list of things that I got to get to, and that kind of just it's like a ball game every day.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
We got to get to it. Some days it's practice, some days it's the actual game. But you know what I mean? Executing the list that's on those notes for me
Structure.
after prayer, after I get a meal, after I work out. Now I start looking at that get it done list.
Correct.
And all of these things we're gonna get done today. So
Correct.
it's fun and allows me to, not only further myself in different businesses and manage different businesses and whatnot. Okay, let's knock out everything we need to with House of Fresh. Let's knock out everything with Drum Squad. These
Correct.
artists need attention. These are the
Correct.
artists that I'm gonna have to work with. You know what I mean? And then outside of that, the technology that's going on. Okay, we still got Beauty and the Beats podcast,
Correct.
planning and strategies and whatnot. So it's essential for me to take notes. Have multiple notes in everything that I got going on, and then knock out those goals.
Got you.
As well as personal goals.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Okay, I gotta go to the gym. We gotta make it. To get this food you might want, or this piece of fish or whatever, Branzino, it just do something for me. You know what I mean? Put me in the
Correct.
right mindset. So those things that get me excited, I try to include in my week or my day.
Correct.
As much as possible.
So what would you say? It's always room for improvement for all of us. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
What areas do you feel that there's room for improvement with you or just people in general in regards to their journey, spiritual journey with God? What do you think people can improve?
And ways to improve, for one, again, is setting a set time that you wake up every morning.
Correct.
And making that a routine, making that your discipline.
Correct.
Okay, 6:50 every morning. Alarm goes off. We're not hitting snooze. We're not, let me get a few 20, 30 more. You know what I mean? Regardless, I think once you get into that type of
a routine,
rhythm,
a regimen,
and for some people it's running in the morning.
Correct.
For some people, try riding in the car with
no music. Yeah, I do that quite often,
and it's just amazing just what you see that'll
tap
allow
in.
you to have thought.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Some people it's yoga, some people it's working out, exercise. Some
Correct.
people while you cooking a meal. Could be while you're in the hot shower. We all don't have the gift to have saunas in our homes.
Correct. Correct.
Some do.
Might just be outside bubbling.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's hot. Hell yeah.
But a hot shower, you know what I mean? And just good prayer. Reading the good word.
Correct.
You know what I
consistently.
mean? It might be a message or a certain way that you want to feel. So
Correct.
let's read about that one word, and it'll show you different ways to have that feeling. You know what I mean?
I absolutely agree, 100%.
Absolutely.
With Chop Talk, that's what we always gonna lead off with is the spirituality side of it.
Absolutely.
We come from women, they birth us, so we definitely got to look out for Mother Nature. And people that's watching this, it's always good to give them an insight on something versus the normal everyday jargon that we see every day when we wake up.
Absolutely.
But moving right along, praise the Lord.
Amen.
Amen. But we gotta get to behind the hits.
Oh yeah.
Woo. That'll take a whole nother podcast, but we're gonna get what we can get into it. You know what I'm saying?
Blood, sweat, tears.
Ooh, time. Okay, so tell me this, my brother. When did you know it was time to put it down on paper in regards to your legendary musical journey? When did you feel it was gonna be time for you to put it down on paper? Behind the hits.
I had the book cover first.
Okay. All right.
I mean, for me, sometimes I'm an artist. I'm a inspiration of art.
Correct.
I'm inspired by art, I should say.
Correct.
And Money Graphics, shout out to my graphic team. You know what I mean?
Correct.
She's absolutely incredible. She
She's
does
dope. Super
websites and branding and marketing and all kind of different things. But she sent me a book. She said, "Hey man, this would be drama. This would be bomb for a book." And we didn't even have a title at the time. And I was like, man, just heard somebody else just just putting that in your ear, like, man, you should write a book. It don't, cause I'm so busy working and grinding, and hustling and grinding.
Exactly.
And woo. You know what I mean? And not even realizing, like, you know, how people from the outside looking in are like, dog, who really know me, you know what I mean? Who really know how much and what I'm responsible for. Like, it's a lot to cover. It's over 200-300 songs just with Gucci.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Not even to mention Dolph and Gotti and
Yeah.
Jeezy
Yeah.
and T.I. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Keep
The
going.
Pastor Troy, Drake, and Wale, Roscoe Dash.
Oh,
and,
Birdman and them. Yeah.
It just, you know, it was like, okay, at some point, I knew I had to write a book, right?
Correct.
So throughout the process, during different moments or different, again, taking notes, different parts of my life, I would sit back. I'd be on a plane ride to Houston, or I might be in the passenger seat in the car on the way to South by Southwest.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Or in the 12 passenger van on the way doing shows and on a tour and whatnot. All of those different moments, I would take notes that turned into chapters of my life, and you know, those were the seeds that I planted. And then a lot of people can remember, you know, I went back and archived them all because I knew I had some good stuff out there that I was just
Correct.
giving away for free. Like, man, dog, I'm coming up with quotes. I'm motivating people. I'm inspiring people.
Correct.
And doing all of these, you know, this is my true feeling and this is my word. And I want to inspire people.
Correct.
But I felt like it wasn't being appreciated the proper way.
I agree. I agree with that.
So I was like, let me archive all these quotes. And that helped me take the seeds that I had planted from these paragraphs and turn them into chapters. When I lost my brother, which was probably about 5 years after we had created the cover.
Correct.
I finished my Brother's Keeper project, the album.
Yeah. Dope project, by the way.
Appreciate it. And after that project, I started writing and finishing out these chapters and just dissecting each piece by piece into behind the hits, because a lot of people know, listen to this track, bitch. Or a lot of people familiar with, hey, yeah, boy.
Correct.
You can go look at White Girl video, you know what I mean? And then you be like, damn, I didn't know you was in that video.
Yeah, you back in the cut.
You know what I'm saying? You can go to I Put On video,
Yeah,
or
in the cut.
you know what I'm saying? Or you can go to Lose My Mind, or Me Okay. You see me a little bit more in Me Okay. You know what I mean? But it's like, you know, it's not often that the producers in the video and whatnot, especially for an upcoming producer or
Correct.
on the grind type, you know what I'm saying?
Correct.
I ain't for real status yet, or I'm not Timberland, you know what I'm saying, status yet or whatnot.
For sure.
And it's just putting in that work, putting in that grind, and just, you know, I was like, bro, I gotta write this book, brother, so they can really put the face with the name, you know what I'm saying, and really understand the level of work and content that we're responsible for.
You know, and going back to spirituality, you was talking about Money Graphics and how she did the cover, which that just is another, we're going to reach back to spirituality. That's just divine intervention.
Absolutely.
Because when you're not thinking about something, but somebody like Money Graphics does great artwork and then inspires you to go ahead and click the trigger, that's spirituality right there. You can't put a price on that.
Oh, yeah.
It's priceless.
And getting the help, you know what I'm saying, like Tamiko.
Yeah.
One of the first PRs that introduced me to Outkast, and, you know what I'm saying, Andre
She's dope.
3000, and just, you know what I'm saying, representing, you know, my vision.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And understanding, like, my story, being there from the beginning, sitting down with her and just recording some of these stories. Because I didn't know, like, how I was going to just write it all. I just wanted to capture all these different moments. So I sat down with Tamiko over the phone and in person, and
that's dope. Tamiko's dope.
Recorded stories, you know what I mean, of moments. And then we took all of these moments and transferred them to paper.
That's a blessing in itself, my brother. So I'm going to go to this, and I know R.I.P. Ensayne Wayne, but I'm going to still ask you this question because I know your brother means a lot to you as well as to me. I met him, you know, later in life. But who would you say are some of the most inspirational people that help you kind of lay your foundation, curate your musical foundation?
Man, out the gate, my grandfather, man,
Hard.
General James Golson,
Okay.
he was in full support. You want to do music, Chris? You do music.
Correct.
No matter what your mom say, no matter what your dad say, no matter what anybody say, you want to do that's what you believe in, and that's where your heart is. Do it. You know what I mean? So it was fun to just have that support. My mom, she was a little leery at first, but she took a chance and financed. She ain't had the money for the piece of equipment that I wanted. But my
Correct.
brother was like, man, Mom, I think you need to,
You need to go
you know
and
what
come
I'm
on
saying?
in.
And I had gotten into some trouble, you know what I'm saying, in South Memphis. I'm from Black Haven. And
As we do.
you know, it was like 12, 13. You move with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air, like moving to Cordova, like Fresh
Mm-hmm.
Prince of Cordova, for real. You know what I mean? And that really just opened up a new perspective. You know what I mean? Just and diversify myself as far as humor
Correct.
around, the white girls. Oh my God, yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a whole different, you know what I mean? And just being able to sell bass tapes because all of the, you know what I'm saying, white boys out there with the new Mustang or the new Camaro or just all the new Alpine systems, 18s in the back. I remember, you know what I'm saying, man, selling the bass tape, man, Johnny, I always come to school late. You know what I mean? But everybody was like, man, I want one of them tapes. I want one of them tapes. And I just started, you know what I mean, spreading through the system. So, my grandfather definitely inspired me. I say my boy Arthur Sidney, he gave me the name Drummer Boy. I also had the ornament on the Christmas tree from my grandmama. You know what I mean? So, man, shout out R.I.P. my grandmama, you know what I'm saying? Just so
Telling you.
many people that all my inspirations that I started with, they not out here. You know what I'm saying? My brother, you know what I mean? That was the first person I wanted to walk like, talk like, be like, you know what I'm saying? Wore his clothes, all that, you know what I'm saying?
Correct.
As far as beats, it was Ensayne Wayne. You know what I'm saying? Jazzy Faye, Carlos Brody, Slice T, you know what I'm saying? Quincy Jones, Isaac Hayes. You know, it was them type of vibes. Diddy for the marketing. You know what I mean? Just always
Correct.
on billboards and just always in the video. I was like, man,
Correct.
I gotta get my own deal. I gotta get my own label. You know what I'm saying? Give a nigga
Correct.
some money so I can do the video and put myself in all the videos and put
Correct.
myself on the verses. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Correct.
it was that motivation coming up from him. You know what I mean? Dr. Dre, of course, just from the quality of the mix.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Oh man, Quincy had them relationships with the songwriters. He was a musician. He knew how to compose, arrange, and that's me too. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Scoring movies, scoring films, doing soundtracks, conducting symphonies. That's I think where I'm evolving to with Drummer Boy Live and
Correct.
in that world.
Correct. Which brings me to a question that I didn't think about, but you sparked the question. Independent, being independent.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that seems like the best route to go. Whether you're a producer, whether you're an artist. But I'm just, I have a good ear for music, but I don't really understand the benefits of staying independent versus having a label deal. What is there a major difference? What is more advantageous? Staying independent or label action?
I mean, it's a tricky thing because for me, my pros of being independent is me being able to tell my story the most truthful way I can,
Correct.
and then not getting watered down by A&Rs or direction or this and that, and being fed something that really ain't you.
Some bullshit.
So you might
Yeah.
pop off, it might trend, or it might be a long lasting thing, either or, but a lot of those people aren't happy because they're not true to themselves, or they, quote unquote, sold your soul, or
Correct.
you know what I mean?
Correct.
You feel like a puppet in a sense of not being able to do what you want to do when you want to
Correct.
do it.
Correct.
And then you got to give and take. Like, you always can't do what you want to do. You also have to have structure,
Correct.
and you want to have those teams
Correct.
and people helping you come up with the hottest record and
Yeah.
staying,
Yeah.
as big as you can,
Yeah.
as long as you can, you know what I mean? But I
Relevant.
think when it's your people around you, I think guys who have done it the best is Yo Gotti, guys who have done it the best, DJ Khaled, guys that have done it the best, Drake.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And Khaled like stayed true to him and like, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. And you gotta just stick to that. It might happen later in life, it might happen earlier in life. But when it's true and passionate and genuine, it's gonna last forever. You know what I mean? And you'll be able to look yourself in the mirror and be happy with
Yeah.
what you see.
Yeah, that's a great way to break it down. I'm about to transition because, and you tell me if I'm going too far, but I know behind the scenes, I'm BTSing now.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Drummer Boy and Friends.
Mm-hmm.
Can you say something on that? Because I don't really think people really understand what's on the way.
Oh yeah.
OTW.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I got an incredible record, man, with Fat Boy. I got an incredible record with Young Six.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? I got an incredible record with Ro James.
Yes, indeed.
Celebrate like it's special moments, man. Perfect time and Troy Tyler.
Yes.
Just being able to introduce some new talent, Drummer Boy and Friends. You know, initially when I first was doing it, it was like it's gonna be all these big names and da 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 da.
Heavy hitters.
Woo, and you know what I mean?
You still gonna have some trickled on there, right?
Some sprinkled folks on there, man. I did a record with T.I., Ty Dolla $ign, Wiz Khalifa. That's crazy.
Okay.
I got a record with Tink and Twista and Shauna, all from Chicago, man. Salute to all of those.
Chi-Town.
Man,
in the building.
I got some music, man. That's definitely I'm eager to release. I've been wanting to release this project for a while. It's so many songs. There's so much music.
I believe it.
My team, management, everybody is like, man, let's turn it into volumes. And that's way actually it's dope. More like a mixed series,
correct,
as opposed to it's my official album. You know what I mean? So that's gonna drop. We looking forward to dropping that around the holidays. We gotta get an exact date. I know we're trying to drop Welcome to My City Volume 5 Halloween. So, you know what I mean? I'm excited, man. We got a lot of music. Welcome to My City 4 out right now, going crazy.
Correct.
Shout out to all the upcoming Memphis artists on that, man. We got some Mississippi artists on there too. Shout out to Squeaky. Shout out to Action Pack AP. You know
correct.
What I'm saying? From Memphis. Juicy Fruit on the project.
That's hard.
Been doing a lot of music scores, stuff like that. A few things I can't speak on, but
a couple
Walmart commercials.
Got you.
You know what I mean? And we got some movie opportunities coming. So, you know, definitely excited about the future.
All right, so let me ask you this. When working on any type of compilation album, what goes into orchestrating or making choices on who lands on the project? Whether they up and coming, whether they been out, legendary.
It's about good music, man.
That's it?
It's about good music. Just like Dr. Dre did Chronic, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like just putting his boys, man, you know what I'm saying? The bloodline, the front line, you know what I'm saying? Makes my people and my folks around me is involved in what we doing. I'm gonna give them the shot, as well as the big guys, the upcoming. Like it's all like a communion. See what I'm saying? Like I don't really look at it like the big guy, the little guys, da 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 da. Like everybody just shoot ball, play ball. Like if you really ball, we just jump out there. We gonna sharpen iron. We gonna sharpen each other. You know what I mean? And uplift each other. I'm gonna show you a move. You show me a move. You know what I mean? I might cross you over, get you, and then you might come back and woo woo. You know what I'm saying? Give me back. Like you know, it's just like LeBron and D Wade and Shaq and Kobe and Steve Kerr and Paxton and all them on the pickup game.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Imagine what they showing each other. Imagine what that camaraderie.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And that level of respect. So that's what it's like in the studio with me. You know what I'm saying? I have everybody all in one room, downstairs and upstairs. Anybody who done came through the condo, you know how it go. You know what I'm saying? And we working and creatively making magic.
Yeah, you wrapped that up in a nutshell.
Man, shout out to Sean Cassidy. You know what I mean? I forgot to say we working with him. We got some new records coming. Energy, one of my favorite records I produced, man. Check out the video.
We got to run that all the way up.
Oh, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? At the end of this, man, you got to play that joint.
Correct.
Drumma boy. Welcome back. Fire with the energy. Time to I said, welcome back. teacher testing with lessons. So find what comes first. The vibes or the energy. The time it be killing me. So fine, I'm concerned that you're gonna switch on me. That you gon' get the best of me. Some people in pain don't always see things as clearly as they should. Tell me a lie in exchange just to make me feel good. Circles make you move with connection. I lead you nice, make you impress. Bullshake your peach, make it intense. Circles make you move with connection. I lead you nice, make you impress. Bullshake your peach, make it intense. Yeah. So find what comes first. The vibes or the energy. The time it be killing me. So fine, I'm concerned that you're gonna switch on me. That you gon' get the best of me. Yeah, yeah. I know you like it, know you like it, know you like it every time, girl. Say something. Open and say something. Yeah. Boom, boom. I take it to the boom room. Blowing out new tools. New tools. New tools. New tools. Come first. The energy or the vibes. Can make some of your time. Make it worth it. Yeah. You do the things you do because you know you can get anything you want. Work it. Work.
So with all this great conversation, we're gonna move to business relationships. And you have quite a few businesses. So I know you're gonna be able to give some great insight on this. But what do you feel is the key ingredient in any business relationship? What is the key ingredient? Meaning, is it communication? Is it investment capital? Is it a business plan? What do you think is the key ingredient to have a great business relationship?
A business relationship, I think, comes from, having a level of integrity.
Correct.
Meaning all aspects of the business are attractive. Whether it's the credit score, the credit line, whether it's the deposits, the income, it could be, just being on time.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Because we're talking about actual people. These are people who don't have time to waste. This is business. So you set up an 8:00 appointment, be there at 7:50.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Time management.
Absolutely. These are the deliverables that we need for this deal to be executed. Okay, have those things in place.
Correct.
So I think, just with a relationship, the key ingredient to me is the deliverables and being on time. Without those two things, you can't move forward with whatever you're trying to do.
Correct.
Whether it's an application, it's incomplete.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So if you can't check box everything that's within that application, or check box everything that's in that questionnaire, or check box everything that's in it, and answer and have resourcing, or have, a citing that you can show that backs up what you're saying. You know what I mean? So, it's comes down to deliverables.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Either you can deliver or you can't.
Point blank, period. Yeah, I agree with you, my brother, on that. Time versus money. What has more value in business, and how have you managed to balance both time and money? What has more value between time versus money, and how have you been able to balance time?
Well, I
and
mean,
money?
once you learn how to make your money work for you, you making money in your sleep, which frees up time.
Correct.
So you got to know how to, delegate.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And put in place the proper machine, put in place the proper, system.
Yep, structure, for sure.
And you're able to do that. You're able to now multiply. Once you create the ultimate model, give or take elevation in technology and different evolution of the business and whatnot, that business plan and model will stay in place. And it's just improved and, you know what I mean,
Tweaked.
depending on always bringing in the youth.
You ain't lying.
You know what I mean? Interns and other minds that can help improve the company from the bottom up.
Correct. All right, now this is gonna be great insights for the youth, the culture, especially young brothers that's coming up in the entertainment industry. And I want to know what your suggestions are for young producers, artists coming up, and the importance of having their back end business structure airtight, solid. You know, do they know how to, what is the importance of just having your back end business? A lot of creatives can get caught up in the creative process and the back end business gets left behind.
To me, the first thing is accounting.
Correct.
Anything with business, bookkeeping.
Correct.
You know what I mean? What do the books look like? What is the P&L? These are the questions that you go to the bank. First question, hey, well, do you have a P&L?
Correct.
Do you have tax returns? So, okay, that goes back to accounting. You know what I mean? Okay,
Correct.
who's the tax preparer can be a little bit more easier, but you want to have that in place as well.
Correct.
You know what I mean? A lot of people who I know who, spread themselves thin are trying to do the bookkeeping, they trying to do their taxes, they still trying to be creative, they still trying to design the clothes, manufacture the clothes. Like you know what I mean? So at some point you gotta be able to, source it. And let's go back to what I do best. I these are the things that I'm able to, man, he good at this. Man, he good at this. Okay, he good at this. Woo. Next thing you know, you got a team. You know what I mean? That executes. Money graphics doing this. Woo, doing this. Da. Security, websites. That's over here. Bam. Everything that's in here, you got a full system. So you're able to run a business that, for real, that system could be the next Walmart. That system could be the next Kmart or you know what I mean, so on and so forth, or banking or whatever that you just putting those minds together. Could be the next Steve Rifkin, SRC. You know what I mean? 10 people label, Koch Records, whatever. You know what I mean? So it's just having those people in place that execute the jobs and get and fulfill the vision.
That's solid. And even from the perspective of just music business, it's a lot of things that young artists and producers need to have in place. And then we ain't got to go down the whole list. But what do you think from the music business perspective that young producers and young independent artists need to focus on? Could be two things in terms of their back end business, whether it's ASCAP, BMI, or,
I mean, the first thing for me has always been copyright.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So many people, you playing your music for so many people. Hey, what you think about this? What you think about this? What you
Correct.
think about this? It's easy for somebody to just run off with your idea.
Correct.
Or take that little ad lib or take this little one line out your hook and put it into their song. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So I first thing for me is copywriting my music. Another part, as a songwriter or as a producer, you want to have publishing. You know what I mean? Making sure you got an ASCAP account, a BMI account. You have an IPI number. So when you do get a placement and they ask you for your publishing, you already have that in place.
Correct.
I see a lot of guys miss out on their first few placements, you know what I mean, just because they didn't have it in place. Oh, well, we'll go back and give it to you. Don't you worry about it. And they give you this little money, and then you just never end up getting your publishing. So you just take this 300 or this 1,000, the song end up going platinum, and now you could have had an extra 100,000 had you had your stuff in place. And that 100,000 put you in the next position to do more.
Correct.
You know what I mean? It's not a million. Everybody trying to make $1 million. Make $1 million. Let me learn how to make 10,000. Let me learn how to make 20,000. Let me learn how to make 100,000. Now I'm able to take flights. You got 100,000 in the bank account. You can travel some places
and go get some more chop.
You can see something and go and get some more chop. Turn that 100 into another 100.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Turn that 100 into 200. So
correct.
You know what I mean? It's about just putting yourself in position to be relevant down the line. You know what I mean? So many people like, how do you stay relevant? How do you stay? My business is
correct.
You know what
it's
I mean?
being relevant.
Absolutely.
And
it's
on
allowed
top
me
of
to invest in writing my own book.
Correct.
It's allowed me to invest in opening up a store.
Correct.
You know what I mean? It's allowed me to do other things that I've had passion in.
Correct. Diamond. Diamond action.
10 million.
Yeah. I think some people have to Google that shit. That
Man.
diamond action. Boy. Now,
It's
I'm
a
going to give you
blessing,
my
man.
opinion. You tell me if I'm right. I could be wrong. But to go diamond, the production and the feel of the song is timeless. It's going to travel across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 generations. Am I thinking about it the right way?
Oh,
When
yeah.
you go diamond? That your
It's
track, that beat.
legacy for sure.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And
Correct.
it's residual. I own 50% publishing on that record.
That's strong.
So it's definitely a blessing. Diamond is diamond, period. No matter how you look at it. It's rare
That's what I was about
when
to say.
you see it being a single.
Correct.
We're not
Versus
talking
a
about an
whole
album.
Exactly. Yeah.
A lot of other producers, a lot of other
Yeah.
people involved. You know,
Yeah.
it's a collective effort.
Correct.
And this one song is a collective effort with myself, along with Roscoe Dash, Wale, Waka Flocka, Reese, Gucci Mane, everybody responsible for that night.
Ooh, wee.
But as far as the music, everybody watched me make that motherfucker solo. Solo,
Super
dolo.
strong divine intervention.
Oh,
How
yeah.
that came
From
together.
scratch. No loops.
Yeah.
Not no MIDI plugs and all that. No, we straight from scratch. I'm talking about the keyboard, MPC 4000, and just a vibe. You know what I mean? So, you know, that to me is the power in the spirit.
Correct.
Because I'm consistently able to transfer this energy to you through different artists, regardless who you bring to me. Okay, Migos come, I do Look at My Dab.
Yeah.
August I've seen them come, I do No Love featuring Nicki Minaj.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Hard track.
Riding around, I'm getting it. 2 Chainz.
Yeah.
When you see me shot it, pop you collar, then you holler, that's what's up. Yo, got it. Like standing ovation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's wherever we go, whatever we do. NBA YoungBoy, first song we popping.
You know what? See, now you got me thinking about some tracks that people I don't think that they really know about.
I got a lot of dollars I can spend them on her.
Yeah, that's one of them. Yeah.
Here I am. Live.
Yeah.
That was Drumma Boy Live, the first placement.
What's the joint you did with Marsha? I
forget the name of the song, Marsha Ambrosius.
Yeah, that shit hard as a motherfucker though.
I forget the name of that joint.
And you did one with Amel LaRue, didn't you? Didn't you do one with Amel LaRue? No, it's Marsha. It's Marsha Ambrosius.
Yeah, but Music Soul Child, Jagged Edge, Usher, my first Grammy. You know what I mean? So it's definitely a blessing working with Usher, man. Usher's incredible.
I'm gonna see if they can add that track in on the back edit of this podcast though. When we get there, because it's a dope track. It's you and Marsha. Dope track, R&B track.
Yeah, I did something crazy with Legacy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Rock With You. You know what I'm saying? So we dipping in the R&B for sure. Got our first reggae with Dexter Dapp. Shout out to Davito. You know what I'm saying? Scripture.
I wanna.
Oh, yeah.
That's a hard track, bro. Yeah, that's some Ginsu music. Yeah. People don't really know what Ginsu is, but that's the physical relation between man and woman. That's Ginsu.
Yeah.
Cut through a can. Yeah. But I got to recap. You done had 2 back-to-back weekends for the 40th. Yeah, man.
Behind the hits, 40 years of greatness. Come on, man. We had to put the plaques on the wall, man. I honestly was like, look, I want to throw a party, you know, at the house, but I don't want folks to mess up what I got going on. So let me just throw a big museum-style party that everybody can see the plaques and see the accomplishments and really just see it how I see it when you see all them accomplishments.
Correct.
You know what I mean? It's like a house full of accolades, you know what I mean? I put a lot of work in. You know what I mean? And just putting that face with the name. A lot of people say I'm a soundtrack to their life, high school, college, different moments here and there. So, and just seeing how No Hands going crazy on the TikTok and the internet and right now, it's like,
it's crazy.
It's just crazy. So I like, man, look, we just went diamond. The same time hip hop celebrating their 50th. You know what I mean? I share the same birthday as hip hop on August 11th. And it's 40 years of greatness.
That's divine. That's super strong divine intervention.
It's like all those numbers lining up. And the end of
Correct.
this year is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Ain't that some shit?
It's easy as 1, 2, 3.
That means something major about to happen.
Man, shout out to Michael Jackson, man.
Come on,
That's
man.
another inspiration, man. You
Come
spoke on inspirations earlier, man.
Yeah.
I just gotta throw him in there, man. You know,
Off the
he just
top.
make you
Yeah.
kick a leg up.
Correct. Yeah. Snap an ankle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had 40 years of greatness, which was a phenomenal part. I couldn't make Memphis. My daughter's birthday was the 20th, so she had me on lock. But the
made
one
the
in
first
Atlanta, though.
Oh, yeah. It went down.
Woo,
It
your
went
boy was
down.
popped.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was popped.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to all the sponsors, man. They had us
Correct.
going.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? The Deacon, boy, that Deacon whiskey. Oh, man. Bel Air. You know what I'm saying? We had some of the 50 bottles, man. What it?
Le Chemin Duro.
Yeah, Le Chemin.
Le Chemin Duro. Branson Cognac. I was drinking a little bit of everything. Pop.
They had the Crown Royal.
Come on.
Oh, man.
It was soft skin
Beyond.
on deck everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, that's for me.
We had the bamboo in there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, but
sure.
you know, it's about bringing out, you know, the finest. You know what I mean? The baddest came out.
Mm-hmm.
The business class, executive level, the corporate came out.
It was a great event, though.
Beats on the Go came through.
Correct.
Absolutely.
So let me ask you this, Drum. What are some upcoming artists that you're working with now outside of Drummer Boy and Friends? I know you got the young man T-Rail.
Baked Bizzle.
Oof.
Out of Memphis, man. South Vegas. Shout out to South Vegas. That's you know what I'm saying, another part of South Memphis.
Correct.
And man, Bake is just working with him has been crazy. Like Trizai. You know what I'm saying? My boy Trizai going crazy. Just, man, I'm focused on Memphis. I'm focused on the town, man. There's so much talent in the city. Kerry Washington, incredible R&B artist that we working with. Porcelain, you know what I'm saying? She going crazy. Like, man, it's a lot of talent in Memphis, and I'm really like putting a telescope, you know what I mean, on the
magnifying
city. Absolutely.
the talent.
Absolutely.
As it should be.
Absolutely.
You know, Memphis, you know, has been a musical mecca for decades. Decades on decades.
It always been. It ain't nothing never left. You know what I mean?
Correct.
It's just the business structure. So just getting more of the business structure and really teaching everybody the business. You know what I mean? Making sure we copyright the music. We got the ASCAP and the BMI in place and whatnot. Just them two things first and foremost. And then, bam, some people need entertainment lawyers, man. Some people need management. Some people need guidance and just structure. Knowing what to do, how to do it, when to do it, where to do it. You know what I'm saying? Why to do it.
Correct.
You know what I mean? You doing something, you don't even know why you doing it.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So understand, be able to answer every one of those questions with everything that you do. You know what I mean? How, when, why, where, for what?
Correct. What about with the artists? What projects do you have dropping with independent artists coming out of Memphis?
Welcome to My City 5, the next one. Man.
Strong.
It's going up.
Strong. And, you know, we've been chopping it up now. You got a lot of stuff going on. We got a lot of stuff going on in House of Fresh. But what's up on the movie action?
Oh, yeah. It's working, man. You know what I'm saying? Treatment in place.
Correct.
You know what I mean? We working on script probably about the next week or two. You know what I mean? And then, bam, going from there to casting and fundraising, man. Getting the money. You know what I mean? It's levels. You knock out phase
Chop is
1,
required.
And then, okay, phase 2, it gets a little heavier. Then, okay, phase 3 is like, whoo-hoo. And phase 4 is like, whoa. So, you know what I mean, you really, in the movie world, you got to understand investors.
Correct.
You got to understand, you know, banking relationships and just, you know, fundraiser opportunities that people are, you know, familiar with that want to be involved.
Correct.
You know what I mean? But you got to, you know, it's a tricky game. What do they want? What do they want in return?
Correct.
And the third. So,
ROI for sure.
absolutely.
Well, Drum, it's been a pleasure, my brother, you know, taking out the time. You know, I ain't going to keep you too long because I know you got to slide and make more moves.
Oh, yeah, man.
You know.
I'm coming back anytime you need me, man.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, whatever.
This is Chop Talk with Harie, man, live with my brother from another mother, Drummer Boy. I appreciate him. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. We went a little light on this one because we want to give you insight, but it's going to get stronger, man. Harie Robinson, we live at House of Fresh, ATL 1770 High Mill Road with my brother, Drummer Boy. Live.
Yeah.